Battlefield 2042 has come a long, long way since launch. I'm still a fan, and ahead of Season 10, we were given the invite for a preview event. I want to pass along some of that information to you.
We need troops on the ground in the Scottish Hebrides. Archangel's warned us to Eastern spies operating out of the region. An old bunker there.
Dark Creation starts off with our hero breaking into a new map that tells a very dark story. As the name suggests, there is being some sort of experimental lab work, some sort of training scenario that has resulted in a lot of supernatural, super amped up soldiers, and that is where we find ourselves in the meat of this upgrade. This update is bringing a new map, Redacted, and that map seems to be inspired by Metro and Operation Locker. If you recall those levels, they are from games of past that were very, what we call meat grinder. Very linear maps that force infantry on infantry. There are no vehicles here. The entire map actually takes place underground, and that is important because you're not spawning any vehicles. No vehicles whatsoever. No call-ins at all, and that affects certain operators. To alleviate some of the bottlenecking that would happen in those older maps, it seems that Redacted has done a lot to add flanks and different little sections to break up the monotony. Instead of there being one major bottleneck, there seems to be the formation of several, and although that is a little concerning when it comes to explosive spam, I've seen a lot of that being discussed in the actual official Discord. In that Discord server, the devs are very open, very clear about how they want to bring something to this game that harkens back to the games of old, but is not frustrating in the same manner. And for that reason, they've added a few new weapons. New weapons come in the form of an AR, some sort of a very long DMR, and a new pistol, a semi-auto pistol. Well, those don't seem like a major change, but one thing that is a much major change is the change to support, the addition of health and ammo pouches. These pouches used to be in older games. I believe Battlefield 1 and 5 have them. But in any case, these allow the support to just throw a package of ammo at you, throw a package of health at you. And this is in addition to the regular crates. Those crates are better, and they will restore more people over time. The pouches are a one-time use, but those pouches allow you to just kind of keep the focus on the enemy. That way, if you're playing as a squad, you don't have to break apart. You don't have to send somebody in headlong so they can spawn back in with a box. There's little interesting changes here to kind of focus around squad play. Although you can't use this vehicle in the Redacted map, there is a new vehicle on the way. This is the Pond Hawk, a two-man transport vehicle that actually flies. It doesn't fly as high up as a helicopter, that's not the point. It's more of a land skimmer to get you from point A to B very quickly. It doesn't have any weapons, but it does have smoke to prevent lock-on. It is important to note that anti-aircraft material will lock on to this vehicle. There have been a lot of changes under the hood in regards to the kind of aim, the recoil, and certain regards that way. There's been a lot of changes behind the recoil specifically. The way the guns jump up under constant fire, it wasn't really working as intended before. You would notice sometimes the reticle would kind of just skip around as your stream of bullets is kind of sporadic. Anybody who uses automatic fire is going to recognize the changes, although they are kind of hard to describe without seeing it. It seems that when you fire a lot, under constant fire, the reticle will stay there. The gun and the reticle and the stream of ammo sort of jump together. And like I say, this is very hard to describe, but when you see it, you'll see how this makes a lot more sense. Dark Creations really aims to make a lot of changes, and I think they're going to be mostly positive. Of course, that's the idea behind every update, but as a longtime fan here, getting a new map is always excellent, and I like this kind of focus on infantry only. There are going to be many different game types available to this map, nothing new that's been announced yet, but the idea of more of a deathmatch sort of map makes a lot of sense to me. I really like Metro, I really liked Locker back in the day, and I'm really happy to see these changes come forward. New weapons is always welcome, a new vehicle of course. I think that's going to change up the greater overall gameplay, but mostly the biggest change coming overall in this entire seasonal update has to be what's going under the hood. The recoil change. That's going to make a big difference in my play, and although I like to be a support a lot of the time, that's going to be where the main change is. I really like the re-inclusion of pouches. I think that's going to kind of speed up the game and hopefully bring the squad together. There is undoubtedly a huge number of problems that Battlefield 2042 launched with. I was heavily critical myself, but I'm very happy to see that step by step be fixed, be rectified in a way that makes, hopefully, Battlefield endure into the future. I'm really happy to see what comes with this season, things that I've seen already and things that are unrevealed as of yet.